you decided that you and Pearly Things, just Pearly Things, wanted to break the internet this week.
We did. We did. It was kind of unintentional. We were just in the back seat of an Uber, but that entire weekend we had a lot of conversations in the back of Ubers. So I'm sure we were providing some kind of entertainment for these people that they weren't asking for.
Okay, Allie, show me your ring.
Oh, here.
Now, tell me what you do for a living.
Oh, I love my husband.
And how did you get that awesome job?
Well, I became a better human being and I became feminine and also shocking, submissive. So that was the secret.
So, what are your tips to women that want to be a housewife?
To embrace it. It's an actual job. You just can't get it in the public or private sector. Like you need a man to hire you for it, but that's okay. Because if you think about it, you submit to your boss who makes you clean stupid shelves at your retail job, right? Like, wouldn't it be better if you were cleaning your own shelves at home? You know what I mean? And your boss wants to sleep with you in a good way. In a good way.
And where do you meet these men?
Well,
We're
I
gonna
think
enjoy this
women
conversation.
should work for the men that they want to pursue. I know that sounds crazy, but it's really easy. So if you think about it, like you want a lawyer, right? So then you should be a paralegal, or if you want a dentist, then you should be a dental hygienist. But these are considered, I guess, high value status professions. But I think that's a really good model that not enough women utilize. Because women will bully the woman who is the secretary that marries the doctor, okay? But who has the last laugh? Like her in her McMansion with her husband who's high and the babies. Like that's who has the last laugh. I wasn't attracting the kind of men that I wanted to attract. And if you're a single woman and you're not attracting the men that you want, well, basically you're attracting nobody. So that was kind of a clue into that. I had to work on a couple of things, and I'd already been improving my life since I was 19. That's when I joined the military. So I just took these baby steps along the way, but I noticed it wasn't quite enough for a romantic relationship. And part of the problem is that I'm a high IQ woman. So if you're a high IQ child, you get kind of groomed in a way, be a boss babe, go get the bag, get a career, don't worry about men. Men will find you later. And I found that I had a really good 4.0 GPA, but I wasn't getting the relationships that I wanted.
Wait a minute,
So
you
I
had a
ended up meeting my
4.0
fiance.
GPA?
I've always had a 4.0 GPA. I can do it in my sleep.
Wow. So wait a minute. I didn't know that you joined the military. I didn't know that you had a 4.0 GPA. All of this is news to me, and this is the way that I like it, and this is why I try to pull back from deep diving into people, um, instead of just having a conversation with them, because I get to react to you in real time, with all of this new information. What made you join the military in the first place?
Oh, that was me kind of identifying that I didn't like my hometown. I didn't like the people around me. They weren't going to build me up. All they were going to do is knock me down. And my mom, for all the mistakes that she made growing up in a single motherhood home, she always drove the point home. If you're not going to go to college, then you need to join the military. So she taught me a really good work ethic. So that's what I did. I was trying to solve my socioeconomic status problem. And I did solve that. I've been financially stable since I was 19 years old.
Wow. Okay. So you joined the military. How do you think that impacted you? Did it impact you in hindsight, considering where you are now? Do you think that impacted you or influenced you in a positive way or a negative way?
It was both positive and negative. I would say in two regards. On one side, I got to understand men a lot more and I got to hear the way that they talked. And so when I came across the manosphere content, I was like, okay, well, I've heard it before because I was in a combat arms unit and I'm very familiar with locker room talk with men. And they're not always ill intentioned with it. It's just there's something about men when they hang out with each other. They speak differently and they insult one another in ways that you as a woman, you're looking and you're like, oh, I can't believe he just said that. And they're still friends. So that was one aspect. The other side of it, though, was that I became a very masculine woman because if you're a feminine woman in the army, you're just going to get sexually harassed. It's kind of the name of the game there. And
Ah.
I also had to keep up with the men. And as best as I could, that was back when I thought that I could physically keep up with men. I came to find out that I could not. But that was a real believer time for me. So I was not, the ideal romantic partner. I knew how to lead very well. I knew how to get promoted. I'm a really good worker. Most women who are intelligent, beautiful, and single, they're probably really good workers, but they haven't figured out how to apply that same work ethic in a relationship. So that's how the military impacted me for sure. And it put me in proximity to men that I found attractive. And that's what I meant in
Mm.
that clip when I'm talking about, well, we should work for men. People took it as a subservient route. What I was trying to say is, hey, if you want a high value guy, a great place to meet him is at work. I feel like it's very simple. 1 + 1 = 2. Shoot your shot, get that job, and if it doesn't work out, get another job.
So, okay, so let me ask you your personal opinion, because I don't necessarily believe that women operate in their highest capacity as far as what they're truly here for in the military. Like, I'm just me personally, I'm just not sure. And I don't know enough about it to be able to make that assessment like clearly, right? But I talk to a lot of guys that are in the military. They on my panels, they on my late night live streams and all of that type of stuff. And the stuff that they describe to me and the things that they tell me, it just kind of put me in this space like, yo, I don't know if women should really be in that space. I mean, I think that people should be able to do whatever they want to do. But then
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, is the environment really conducive for the type of women that men are saying that they want? What do you think about women and just being in the military in a general sense? Like, do you think that most women should join the military?
I don't think that women should join any branch or component besides National Guard, Air Force, and Navy. That's the only thing I think
Mm.
they should join. The reserves are kind of a joke. That doesn't seem like it's worthwhile to me. To be active duty, it's really hard on you. And this was a time where I was the second woman to show up to my medical platoon. So I was a combat medic specialist, but newsflash, United States government, I actually don't physically qualify for that position. There's no way I can pick up a guy.
Hmm.
But it poses a lot of co-ed issues. I'll say that there's so much drama in units. There's these units that are called, I believe, BSNs or BAS. I'm not familiar right now, but it's one of the most co-ed units that you have. It's a support battalion. So you got the men and you got the women. And of course, naturally, they kind of meet in the middle and things get kind of twisted. I was on deployment and I saw two women fighting over an NCO in real time. In real time.
Really?
Yes, and two of these broads were doing it. So, no, I don't think it's optimal. I could say that it worked out for me, but for my relationship, because my husband is currently active duty and he's an officer, I at least relate to his work stress. I can empathize in that way. So that's a plus. But for most women out there, I don't think so. And then there's also this added issue: women who haven't had freedom before, they're very physically attractive. A barracks bunny stereotype exists for a reason. And I've seen a few. So those are my sentiments on women being in the military, aside from the fact that we're not really physically qualified for the high physical intensity jobs. We can do desk work. That's easy. Be a desk jockey. But some women want to be hard charging. That I wanted to be hard charging. I thought that I could do way more physically. I ended up hurting myself. So not the move.
So let me pivot really quickly because I want to share your channel, right? And I want to share your Instagram because I think that as we deep dive into these conversations and
Mhm.
you continue to, share with us who you are, what your journey is, and what your thoughts are, I think that they'll be interested in, you know, making sure that they subscribe to you and everything like that. But I also want to share some of your posts, if that's cool.
Mhm.
All right.
Of
So
course, yeah.
I'm gonna go to your Instagram. Hold on one second. Let me pull this up. All right, let me get this up here. So I'm gonna make us a little bit bigger, just a little bit. But this is her channel. It's called Real Femme Sapien, and she's dope. I've been looking at a lot of her content, and it's absolutely awesome. She obviously she has a live stream that she does on a regular basis, and she talks about being a housewife. And one of the ones that I found more interesting is, can she take your man? Um, that was an interesting one that I looked at. But I also want to share with them your Instagram, right? And so
Oh,
here's
thank
your
you.
Instagram, and it's called Real Femme Sapien, where she goes over and she shares a lot of her different clips.